One of the big problems with the rise of consumer electronics is its environmental footprint. The treatment of electronic waste has become a real problem that must be added to the extractions of the raw material to be able to manufacture the components that make the various electronic devices work. One of the companies that are at the forefront of the world in terms of sustainability is Apple. How has Apple been able to do this? But first, please like and subscribe to this channel and then sit back and relax. The Cupertino-based company has been a spearhead for the industry to raise awareness and make decarbonization a reality at all levels, from production to how to reduce the environmental impact of users. One of the fundamental pillars of the company is the recycling of its products. Make the most of all the components and materials of your equipment to find a new life for it, which is why we recognize Apple as the company that has best innovated in sustainability. Apple is committed to being a fully carbon-neutral company by 2030, betting on an overall approach that consists of 3 strategic pillars: climate change, resources, and smarter use of chemistry. Frank Landerick, Apple's head of environmental initiatives or EMEIA, hinted to us a little more about the ambition and objectives of the company to achieve it. Hello recycling, goodbye mining. To achieve the company's carbon neutrality strategy, recycling is essential. Apple's goal is to manufacture durable products and packaging using only recycled or renewable materials. To achieve this, they constantly implement improvements in the recovery of materials. So far, they have managed to increase the number of materials they use from circular supply chains that take advantage of these recycled and renewable resources, but they want to go even further. Apple's goal is that in the future, they can make products using only responsibly sourced recycled and renewable materials and achieve independence from mining resources, which is a carbon-intensive process with a potential impact on the regions from which these resources come. The manager explained that the first step is to obtain recycled and renewable materials as well as optimize the materials used to the maximum, designing durable products with regular software updates that extends the functionality and security of the devices for years. Another key point is access to safe and high-quality repair services, and they make sure that the devices are renewed or reused. The last step is to ensure the recovery of products at the end of their useful life to apply new forms of recycling with the idea that using old devices as sources of raw material for the future. Recycling occupies a position central to the company's effort to create circular supply chains, and they are constantly developing new approaches for the disassembly and recovery of materials from existing devices. And only when a device truly reaches the end of its useful life will they consider recycling it, since it can still be a source of valuable materials for use in new products. Daisy, the robot that disassembles iPhone. To achieve this extreme recovery of materials, the meticulous and highly robotic process, which Daisy, his robot capable of disassembling an iPhone in seconds. Daisy quickly and skillfully disassembles iPhone devices into what is known as discrete components to enable the recovery of key materials that would be lost with traditional recycling techniques. Last year, the company expanded Daisy's disassembly capabilities from 15 to 23 iPhone models. iPhone, including all models between the iPhone 5 and iPhone 14. This allows it to process 1.2 million iPhones a year. Daisy is perhaps the most popular robot and one of the company's longest lived. However, it is not the only one. Dave and Taz are the robots that disassemble and recycle iPhones. Beyond the fact that there are several units, one of them in Europe, to carry out this process of dismantling iPhones in seconds, the company has other robots to gradually take advantage of more materials from its devices. Daisy is joined by Dave, a robot who disassembles Taptic engine system, allowing them to help recover valuable rare earth, tungsten, and steel magnets, as well as Taz, who is dealing with his latest recycling machine. This is designed to recycle modules containing rare earth magnets as an alternative to the conventional shredder many recyclers rely on. Rare earth magnets are often lost in these conventional shredders, while Taz is designed to keep these valuable materials intact and improve our overall recovery rate. With this approach, they reduce the need to extract new materials and the amount of energy needed to make new products, which ultimately reduces emissions and conserves resources. Reusing materials. Apple has come a long way in recent years in its goal to use only recycled and renewable materials in its products and packaging. In the last year, 20% of its product materials came from recycled sources. The company's teams are facing many challenges, including the performance of materials. If there is a material that Apple has managed to reuse more in its current devices, it's aluminium. To implement it in new products, they are categorized into different qualities that allow them to be reused in the best possible way. In the case of aluminium, Apple specifically designed a new alloy that could incorporate recycled components and still met our high-performance standards, while significantly reducing the carbon footprint of the device. In recycling, through Daisy, the company separates the different aluminium alloys that they use in the different generations of iPhones so that they remain pure and can be reused with the same quality. And it is worth taking into account that the properties of a recycled or renewable material may differ from the primary material, which must be taken into account during product design. The compositions of other recycled materials may also be affected by some level of contamination during the recycling process. To achieve this alloy, Apple has created a materials recovery laboratory in which they work to develop better and more efficient means of disassembling products, which maximize the recovery of materials and minimize losses. The work of the MRL evaluates the recyclability of its products, driving design decisions that support the development, assembly, and its reuse while advising us on how to preserve the quality of the recycled material. In 2021, about 60% of all aluminium used in Apple products came from recycled sources, and many of our products, including the latest iPad, MacBook, and Apple Watch, include 100% recycled aluminium in the casing. The 2018 MacBook Air was the first product to have a case made from 100% recycled aluminium, an innovation that reduced the carbon emissions associated with manufacturing those products by 50%. If you look at the iPhone, from a single ton of motherboards, goosenecks, and camera modules recovered by Daisy, our recycling partner was able to remove the same amount of gold and copper as more than 2,000 tons of rock from mining. Apple's goal is to one day make its products using only recycled and renewable materials. They are committed to making the most of the resources they use and sourcing materials responsibly. It's a tough challenge, but they are deeply committed to making it happen and encouraging others along the way. Reduce carbon footprint. Beyond device recycling, Apple's goal is to reduce its carbon footprint entirely. While all its offices and Apple stores are already carbon neutral thanks to the use of clean energy, however, the company has already asked its global supply chain to be carbon neutral by 2030, as well as works to reduce the carbon footprint of the use that users make of your products. As we can see, Apple is making great progress toward the supply chain goal and already have more than 200 manufacturing partners in 25 countries who have committed to using 100% renewable energy for Apple production, which is a large part of our supply chain. Apple's experience transitioning its facilities to 100% renewable electricity has given them insights that it can now share with its suppliers. For user usage, Apple also takes responsibility for the electricity that powers our devices when our customers use them. And finally, in the coming years, Apple plans to facilitate the constructions of large-scale wind and solar projects in Europe that will provide enough renewable energy to run all Apple devices on the continent with low-carbon electricity. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like, the subscription button, and the notification bell. To get notified when new videos are uploaded from this channel, please share your thoughts about how Apple innovates before its goal of manufacturing products only with recycled materials in the comment section below. Thank you.